And so I'm just thinking, there was also like 12 years in Himachal. You also went to Kailash,
Yes.
Manasovar,
Yes.
stayed in caves. I'm just trying to get a kind of trajectory through this with different kinds of practices and how one evolved into another, if there was any. I mean, you did extensive pilgrimage for many, many years in India, going to all the sacred sites.
Yeah, most of it. But that was mostly like
A
darshan.
cultural thing, or
Yeah, it's like a cultural thing, and plus it was like moving from here and there, even going to Kailash and things like that was not. My goal was not to achieve something there, but I
right,
was thinking there's a gem there, so I must get this gem,
right,
you know.
right,
But that was not my ideal, you
right.
know. And my ideal was just darshan, and
Mm,
to be in that particular place and experience the vibration and the
right.
energy of this place. That's all. You know. So like this, when I've been moving around many many places, and I have experienced all different kind of energy and vibrations in different places, right? So that was one thing, experiencing the place and the vibration of these places, whether what kind of how it is different from the other places, right? These isolated places have their own charm and vibration and
Right.
energy, you know, which can easily mesmerize anyone, you
Mm,
know. So because man is nature, you know. We cannot say like man is part of nature. No, man is total nature, you know.
made up of the five elements.
Yes, of the five element, and the human body itself represents the most powerful and the most, you know, powerful and powerful yantra. You
The body.
know. Yes, and techniques, yogis and siddhas and all, they have come out with the scientific techniques to enhance this process, right? And then in this process we have yoga, right? And today, like you can see, yoga is like become very vast, and also it's become commercial too, right? And so they came out with from experimenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these things, and
Yeah.
then they gave it to the world because it is healing, right? And if you really practice through it, then it is going to enhance your
Mm,
energy level and take you out of the mundane chakras into a more sane and real, vibrations.
mhm.
Right? So these techniques have been provided there, and it is just up to the seeker or the practitioner to make use of it in order to enhance himself through and through. So in this way, like that's the path to liberation or moksha, whatever they call it today, right? And if it is moksha, then there are so many explanations from different point of view, about moksha.
Right.
And one explanation that I always appreciated and even followed that, it comes from Buddhism too. You know. But this particular sect of Buddhism is, people hardly know about this.
They have what?
They hardly know about this particular sect of Buddhism,
Uh
you
huh.
know. And this particular sect of Buddhism is called Sahajian.
Right.
And Sahajian developed from Mahayana and Vajrayana.
Right.
You see? So the essence from Mahayana and the essence from Vajrayana was taken by the Sahajans.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in Sahajan we find both the practice. You know, there is Tantra also and there is Yoga. So yoga and tantra is mixed together in
Right.
this Sahajan Buddhism. You know? And Sahajan, I think hardly people know about it. You know, because it hasn't been
Exploited.
yeah, hasn't been exploited, and people do not think about it because when it comes to Buddhism, let me tell you that people are really very much interested in Vajrayana, right? Part of the Buddhism. Then in Theravada, part of Buddhism,
Right.
right? So, and then uh, talking about Sahajan and the moksha, how it describes the moksha part of it in Sahajan is it says like because the Sahajan believes in the body, you know, so the body is the biggest yantra, right? So we need to use this yantra uh, to achieve nirvana for a while.
Sorry, I'm just, Suzanne is talking as loud as you. Can you go and sit beside Dave Dutt?
You can talk this.
Okay.
Yeah, and then coming into Sahajan, and so Sahajan, like the philosophy behind Sahajan is taken from these two types of Buddhism, and then it says like you know in Sahajan the body is regarded as one very important aspect in the process of evolution, in the
Right.
process of going into moksha and achieving this. So that's why we have yoga in Sahajan also, right? And then there is Tantra also, the practice, the rituals also. So, and the philosophy behind Sahajan is like, and they give emphasis on the mind. You know, they say like the mind is everything, right?
So, I mean, did you actually practice Sahajan?
I've been practicing Sahajan.
Okay, so this is one of the main forms of yoga that you've been practicing.
Yeah. Because let
For
me tell-
decades.
Yeah, let me carry on.
Okay.
Because this is just the tip of the iceberg
Yeah,
I'm telling you
it's
about Sahajan.
Very general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Sahajan believed in this. You know, they said like, and then their most emphasis is given on sunyata.
Right.
Emptiness in
Yeah.
the voidness. You know? So what they say is like the mind is the most important part of us, you know, and we have to take control of our mind.
Right.
And if we can take control of our mind, then it will be sahaj. It will be very easy. Sahaj meaning easy,
Right.
right? That word only explains the you know, part of the Buddhism. Like
Right.
Vajrayana is full of rituals and a lot of things, right? And then we have Mahayana
not easy.
also. Yeah. And so now in Sahajan, Sahaj meaning easy. And Yan is the ship. So Sahajan is the easy ship. to
Right.
sail, you know. So they say like they concentrate on the mind. They say the mind is the most important part of it. You know. So if you can, right, if you can empty your mind, you see this truth in this? If you can empty, because our mind is crowded with so many things, you know, like we are always being pump, 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 pump every time the mind is, right? So if you can clean and empty your mind, you know, and that is the emptiness of the mind. So if you can totally empty your mind, that means you are achieving nirvana. Because right now you are in the void. We talk about void and emptiness, but where, outside or inside our body, or where, you know? Now Sahajan gives us this simple answer. It's in the mind. You empty your mind, make your mind totally empty, quiet, if you can, then you are there. You know, you have reached your goal.
And what are some of the practices that help you attain that? Pranayam?
Yeah, because there's yoga, a lot of
Meditation and pranayam.
Yes, meditation is very important,
Right.
Because only through meditation you can clean yourself.
And Swara yoga.
The mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all the other types of things that are involved with it,
Right.
The pranayama, even some of the asanas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mostly giving more emphasis on pratyahara.
Right.
Now look at this. Sahajan totally explains pratyahara in a very simple way.
Right.
Right? You say, empty your mind, come on. That is pratyahara, right? That means you go inside
Yeah.
and then you throw away that energy which is not good, right? That is negative or something, right? That is pratyahara, right? And people really get confused. What is pratyahara? How do I do it? You know, like, and this is there, right? And you see in Sahajan, he says, go empty your mind, finish.
I mean, traditionally people would explain pratyahara as the senses connecting to sense objects in the external world.
Yes.
And so if you're going inward, that's where you might hear mystical sounds. You might see colors or illumination, internal,
yes,
more mystical things.
Yeah, it's going internal, meaning you got to find that void inside you.
Mm-hmm.
You see? That means you got to, and in Sahajan says you make your mind empty, right? Make it void, right? Don't keep anything inside it.
Is there also a lot of japa involved with Sahajan yoga?
Japa is not much, but it is there also.
Right.
Because on the Tantra part, you got to use japa and malas and everything. Like you got to go into the ritual, right? So there is a ritual part of it also. Right? But the other part, which is not ritual, but which is more, you know, on the practice of yoga and practice, which is scientific. You know, it is there is science in it also. So this is what I found in Sahajan, and then I later on find something more important.